Okay, let's dive in. Today we're tackling something that might sound a bit weird at first. How does a meme token actually get real value?
Right, not just the hype, the memes, the chaos sometimes.
Exactly. We're talking about the actual mechanics. And we're using one specific example from our sources today. Proton Pussy, or APSEY.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of material here, articles, notes, all focusing on APSEY, liquidity pools, and this thing called Alcor Exchange on the Proton XPR Network.
So our mission really is to pull out what these sources say about how this specific DeFi tool, liquidity pools, gives a token like PSEY actual measurable value, makes it tradable.
It kind of challenges that idea that these tokens are just, well, nothing, just air. The sources lay out the steps, the why behind it.
And it all happens in a specific place, right? The sources talk about the XPR Network blockchain.
Described as ultra-fast, powerful, compliant. They mention things like instant transactions, those at usernames, which are pretty neat, zero gas fees.
Zero gas fees, that's always a big one. And on-chain identities, so that's the base layer.
And then you've got Alcor Exchange built on top of that.
Ah, yes, the sources called it something like the Lego of decentralized finance.
Kind of a cool description. It's a decentralized exchange. And the sources explicitly state it's non-KYC.
Meaning no need to upload your passport or anything like that to use it, according to the material.
Right. So that's the stage where all this value creation stuff happens.
Okay, so if it's not just hype,
Yeah.
what is it? What's the core idea from the sources?
It really boils down to liquidity pools. The sources are clear. Tokens like PPFY on Alcor, using Proton XPR, they aren't just pixels, they're powered by these pools. That's where the value comes from.
It's the engine, basically.
Exactly. And the sources give us this, like, step-by-step breakdown. It's quite methodical.
Like a paw-by-paw guide, maybe?
Yeah, you could say that. Uncovering the mechanics behind the meme.
All right, let's walk through it then, based on the material. Step one seems to be adding liquidity.
Right. This is where someone actually puts tokens into the exchange pool. The sources use the PPSY and 6PR pair on Alcor as the main example.
And the key insight there is
That by doing this, by providing both PSEY and 6PR, they're essentially backing the PSEY token with XPR value.
Yeah.
Proton's native token.
okay, so that's critical. It links PSEY to another asset with established value.
Precisely. It means, according to these sources, you can swap TOSY for XPR or vice versa directly through the pool, instantly, assuming there's enough liquidity there.
So it's not just an isolated meme token, it becomes functionally exchangeable.
Yeah, it gives it that immediate tradability for, as the sources put it, real crypto.
Okay, that makes sense. What's step two in the sources?
Step 2 connects liquidity to trust and, crucially, to price. The idea is more liquidity in the pool equals more trust, more flexibility for traders.
Right, a deeper market feels safer.
Definitely. But it also directly sets the price. The sources say the token gets a real market price based purely on the ratio of the two tokens in that pool.
Ah, the math part.
Exactly. And they give a formula. It's simple. Price of PSEY, amount of XPR in the pool, divided by the amount of Pussy in the pool.
So price, XPR, Pussy. Got it.
Is there an example?
Yep, the sources provide one. If the pool has 10,000 XPR and 1,000 PSEY,
Okay.
then the price is 10,000 divided by 1,000, which is 0.01 XPR per PSEY. That's the instantaneous, algorithmically set price.
Right. Defined by the pool's contents. Okay, so that's the price now. How does it change? Step 3.
Step 3 is price movement. It works like an automated market maker, an AM.
Standard DeFi stuff.
Pretty much. The sources explain, when you buy PSEY from the pool, you're adding XPR and removing PSY. This shifts the ratio.
Making PSEY scarcer relative to XPR in the pool.
Exactly. So the price of PSEY automatically goes up.
And selling PSEY does the opposite.
Yep. You add PSEY, remove XPR, the ratio shifts the other way, and the price of PSEY goes down.
All handled by the pool's code.
Pure math, as the sources put it. The pool guarantees the swap at the current price. And they emphasize the speed. No middlemen. No delays, just Proton chain speed.
Because of that underlying XPR network we mentioned.
Right. Fast transactions, zero gas fees helping there too. Okay, so we have liquidity providing backing, setting the price, and enabling dynamic price changes through swaps. What's step 4? What else is going on?
Step 4 looks behind the scenes at the benefits the system creates. The big one is for the liquidity providers, the LPs.
The people who put the PUSDY and 6PR in the pool in the first place?
Those are the ones. The sources say they earn swap fees. Every time someone trades using that pool, the LPs get a small cut.
Ah, so there's an economic incentive to provide that liquidity. It's not just charity.
Definitely not. It encourages people to keep the pool funded. which makes it more useful.
And the other key outcomes mentioned.
Well, the sources stress that this makes the PUSEY token 100% tradable. And importantly, it's backed by those real crypto assets, the XPRs, sitting right there in the pool.
Okay, let's try and pull this together. Based on everything the sources describe, why does this give POCY value beyond just people liking the meme?
It seems to be a few things working together. First, your tradability. You can actually swap it for XPR. That's functional value right there.
Instant exchange. Got it.
Second, trust. The sources link the amount of liquidity to confidence. A bigger pool means you can trade larger amounts without drastically moving the price. It feels more stable.
Makes sense. Easier to get in and out.
Third, the earnings for LPs. That fee mechanism creates a reason for the liquidity to exist and persist, making the market more robust over time.
So it helps sustain itself.
Exactly. And then the sources do also mention the community factor.
Right. They said value grows as people believe in it.
Yeah, so it's presented as this blend. You have the hard mechanics, the math of the pool, providing a sort of baseline value, and the trading function.
But then the community's enthusiasm and belief can amplify that, push demand, which interacts with the pool mechanics.
That seems to be the picture painted by the sources. It's not just math and it's not just community vibes. It's both.
So wrapping up the main findings from this material, PUSESY, according to these sources, isn't just a fleeting meme. It's framed as a community-powered token with a real liquid market.
And that real liquid market part comes directly from these DeFi mechanics, the liquidity pools running on Alcor, powered by the fast, zero-fee Proton XPR chain.
It provides a technical layer, a reason for its tradable value underneath the community energy.
Yeah, it really does show how these DeFi tools can give even meme-originated tokens a kind of mathematically defined value and function.
It's a concrete mechanism.
Definitely. Which leads to maybe a final thought to leave folks with, drawing from the sources.
Okay.
The material mentions this phrase, learn, earn, meme responsibly. And it highlights both the community belief and these mechanics we've discussed. So the question becomes, how does that blend really work long term?
The belief versus the math.
Yeah. How does the community energy, the people believe in it, part truly interact with the cold, hard math of the liquidity pool ratio to shape the token's ultimate value and path? Is the math just the engine providing the possibility, or is the community the real fuel driving where it actually goes?
Is one more important than the other, or is it always that interplay?
Something to think about. Is the math the floor, or is the community the ceiling? Or maybe both.
Interesting question indeed. Okay, well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into how, according to these sources, a meme token like PUSSY gets its value through specific DeFi mechanics.
Always fascinating to unpack these systems.
Absolutely. We'll catch you on the next one.